Cindy and Success Women's Network, welcome to Business Insider.
Thank you, Mark.
It's a pleasure to see you. I know you're a tight schedule, so we'll pump it along here a little, girl.
Oh, it's great.
We're just talking about overnight successes, and I know it hasn't been, but tell us a bit about the start and...
Yep, sure. Well, I come from a teaching background and basically had a fashion jewellery business throughout having children. They're 7 and 4, and basically had met Natalie quite casually about 7 to 8 years ago. She had a marketing consultancy business, and I had a fashion jewellery business, and casually taught as well. And basically, I think the network, we met and had a great friendship, and felt that there was a need for networking specifically for women in business, because in our local area there wasn't really that arena. You
mentioned earlier, off camera, about that women seem to network or communicate differently.
Yeah, I guess both on a personal level and a business level, I find that women do it more naturally. Maybe because of the left-hand side of the brain, I'm not quite sure, or but I think regardless, if you see a good movie, a woman will tell at least 5 other ladies as an example of that. If there is a new product range in the supermarkets, one of them will test something and then they would tell everybody, if that makes sense.
So does that transfer to the business side?
Absolutely. I find that if they're using a new technique per se, or obviously the buzzword over the last number of years have been the social media. So obviously you've got the bit different personality styles, but in that, the woman that really wants to get out there and really understand the future trends, they'll then tell so many other women on a casual basis and a more formal basis as well. So,
and usually quite a credible basis too.
Yes, absolutely.
So was there a conscious, at what point was there, hey, let's form a networking group?
Well, I think we noticed in our local community and then the Sydney metropolitan area, yes, there's great networks out there, such as the Chamber of Commerce and the BEC that supports that, and a number of other networking, businesses, but I don't think they targeted women. So I guess, that was a point in time, probably when we just had the casual lunch on International Women's Day in March 2008. And when we had such a huge response, we thought, 30, 40 women, we had, quite a number of women. And that's when they said, well, we'd love you to do this casually again, whilst we were still having our businesses as well. So that's when we thought, well, we had the second lunch 2 months later in May 2008. And basically the ladies came from all over the Sydney metropolitan area for that lunch. And then we had a survey and lots of sort of research, and that's when they said, well, we'd love to have one in Parramatta. We'd love to have one on the lower, Blue Mountains, Penrith area.
And how is it spread? Is it a franchise?
No, it's not franchised. Natalie and I don't want to go down that path. We really want to understand and not treat women as a number per se. We have grown quite significantly, and we really still want to understand the individual. Obviously that's going to be more difficult as we grow, but I think we want to have that personal touch, and I think that's important.
The website's fantastic. It is constantly changing.
Thank you.
Do you handle that?
I don't. No, I wouldn't have time for that.
That would be as effective as, well, perhaps as me handling the camera work here. So, do you contract that out? Or
we have a number of contractors in various areas, from social media to obviously the website and IT, from marketing to finance to HR. To event coordination, all sorts of things.
Well, your website will be linked on our site, so I hope people actually go and have a look at it, because it really works very hard, I think.
Yeah, thank you. So. No, we've put a lot of time and effort and research and development into that, so
business people get surprised. I get surprised all the time.
Definitely.
Sometimes positive. Can you give me 2 things that weren't as you expected them to be?
Well, if someone would have said 3 years ago that Natalie and I are now co-founders of Success Women's Network, and we also have the Business Expo side as well, and that I'm working fairly full-time and juggling, motherhood and
we'll
so
come on
forth.
To that later.
Yes, I would have just been shocked, absolutely shocked. So I guess I didn't expect it to grow so quickly. I didn't expect the word of mouth and the referrals to become such a large extent. It's just grown from strength to strength. So I think time management has been a crucial part in, you know, that, as I said, juggling act, which I know we'll talk about later. So I think that's something that we've like, well, that's amazing.
And do you and Natalie, when you look at a partnership, you say, hey, this girl's got that and I've got this?
Yeah, I guess that came organically. I'm more better, I guess, you know, have the understanding of the finance and the goals and that type of thing more so than what Natalie has. But Natalie's fantastic in marketing, of course. She's come from that background, and she loves systems. So we've really sort of, you know, matched each other prior to us knowing each other. So it's just been a fantastic mix as soon as we met, and have helped each other since then, really, in our businesses and then, of course, the network.
Okay. Seth Godin, a great author, a great blogger,
Yeah.
extraordinary character, talks about linchpins and the fact that linchpins are there about change, to create change. And they do it in their own artistic way, you know, their own crafty way.
Yeah.
A delving question. What's Cindy's crafty, artistic attributes that you bring to?
I think it comes really on a deep level, comes from the soul, I believe. I think you need to be passionate about what you're doing. You need to really understand where you're headed in life, and I believe teaching was fantastic and I absolutely loved it for 12 years, but I believe I can give more to the local, bigger community than just teach. And I don't know everything and I'm still learning on a daily basis, but I think what I'm trying to give is, I guess, the sense of belongingness to the women. There's a lot of women out there that have their own business and they have it within their home. That's why we're celebrating Micro Biz Week this week. There's lots of women that really need that support. So I think if we can intrinsically really understand how we can support women on various fronts. You know, I've seen so many businesses grow over the last, 3 years, and that's intrinsically just so rewarding. And I think that's my passion, that's my drive. That's why I get up, every morning with a spring in my step and say, hey, it's another day. And of course, there's other areas of life that I'm excited about too, but specifically about this question, I absolutely love seeing women thrive in business. And I love the problem solving and, the mastermind groups and all that. And having a sense of belonging to a network, to then the smaller communities that we work with, I think is fantastic.
Let's talk about work life. Have you seen your children in the last fortnight?
Well, I'm quite disciplined in that. I guess coming from a teacher background, yes, there's a very fine-tuning still, I think, but also I think it's extremely important to, number one, become the better person, the better mum, the better businesswoman that you can be. And I think we need to be, if we're going to be a part of a growing network, we need to be shown some leadership. So I think we have a timetable of strictly when I answer the calls, specifically after 3 o'clock till 5 o'clock, and then we do a lot, well, I personally do more business on the emails and so forth from when the children go to bed. So it's having that fine line.
As I found out last night, rather late sending you these questions. So,
yes, well, I got them, so I was still online.
We all
so, I think it's important. Everyone's different, but I think, children grow up very quickly, and I really do want to have a positive input into their lives, and obviously my husband Anthony as well. And I think, if we can really focus on that timetable of, we have business and business time, and we have, family and family time, and obviously there's lots of other time that we have, from health and all sorts of areas of life too.
Absolutely.
But yeah.
The final point, or it doesn't need to be a final point, but I like having a rant, or getting a rant from our interviewees and our thought leaders.
Yeah.
So is there something that you would change like that, if you could, in business or in the economy right now?
I guess, look, the small to medium size, businesses are really, the crux of the population and of the economy. And I think I'd like to target, and as I said off camera, we spoke for the New South Wales, local council. There was a conference which was SWIFT, Strong Women Influencing Future Trends. And I think had I known a little bit more about that when we first started, I guess, I would have liked to have targeted that more in terms of how the local communities and the local government in each area that we're in, and of course all around Australia, how they can help the local businesses more. I mean, it's great that we've got the BEC and the lots of other departments, but I don't think they truly understand really, especially right here, right now. We get lots of phone calls and emails of advice. You know, I don't think they truly understand how small to medium-sized businesses are really hurting. Okay. So I think there's just that missing link somewhere, and where, you know.
Well, I'd love to encourage you're here to present on behalf of the Central Coast Business Enterprise Centre, which I have some ties to. I would love to have that discussion more fully. Well, and Wayne, who's the general manager.
Yeah, know Wayne quite well. And he works extremely hard,
and he has that same vision. Yeah. So we should. This is going way too offline, but we should follow that up. Yeah. We will have your details of the expo, which is on the 22nd of June.
Yep, at Mingara.
Mingara. See, I haven't done all the plugs yet. That will be, details will be available on our website.
Great.
Along with, I guess, future opportunities with Success Women's Network as well, because I share not only for the women's side, it's broad. Our research said there's got to be more information on the table for small businesses there, and growing businesses.
Absolutely.
And there's just not enough at the moment.
Yeah.
Just to wrap, your goal at the end of 5 years, you want to say, okay, we have done this. What would that be for Success Women's Network?
We still would like to expand, which is basically in different states. We just launched the Gold Coast last month, and there wasn't a women's networking group there, and the results were unbelievable. 178 ladies attended the launch, and lots of great vibes.
Fantastic.
So we really would like to go in different states as well, and I'd love to be seen more as a network to really target some issues for obviously small business, but also the female voice as well.
And blokes can come along?
Absolutely. We do have gentlemen that come from time to time, and especially if they have a female-focused business, they're more than welcome. And of course, you guys are more than welcome too. We don't discriminate, and we absolutely love working with men as well. So
balanced life. Cindy, great talking to you.
Thank you, likewise.
You've got a couple of busy weeks in front of you with MicroBiz this week, and we look forward to seeing you at Mingara, at the expo.
22nd of June.
Don't be late. This will be going to air, so there are still opportunities for expo tables.
There is, yes.
At great prices, no discounts, just great prices, great value. And we look forward to talking more with as you grow your network and we grow ours.
Absolutely.
Because I think there's a lot of synergies there.
No, we look forward to working with you and getting to know you more. So
Thanks
thank you.
Thank you.